Howdy there, folks. This is your host, ID Jester. As I record this, it's the end of January 2013. The hockey dispute is finally over, and their season is in full swing. Teams are on all the time. DirecTV is giving us a free preview of all the games, so I've definitely been getting back into the hockey action, and it's kind of inspired me to get back into actually monitoring and playing computer hockey. And so I'm going to introduce to you and hopefully bring some interest into some little Stratomatic Hockey. There's actually a couple programs I'm going to show you how to play different hockey programs on the computer. And so this is one of them. This is Stratomatic Hockey. For those of you who don't know, this game has been around for a long, long time. Back in the 60s, they first started with baseball. I'm not sure when the first actual hockey game was, but or hockey version. You can also get a board game version of this, which I occasionally dig out and play. I've got lots of different season cards and everything. But this is basically how you're going to be playing it on the computer system. This is version, I believe it's version, what is this? Version 10-ish about. Yeah, version 10 of the hockey season, or the hockey version. So it's a few years old. You can see I have a couple different seasons, the 08-09 and the 09-010 seasons. You can purchase seasons separately so that you can get lots of different versions and play lots of different seasons. The game is actually pretty involved. You can get into creating different leagues. You can create leagues, all sorts of different things with that. You can actually have a draft with your league. You can create different tournaments, decide on which players. You can actually get into actually displaying different options for your league. If you go into the league options here, there's all kinds of different rules depending on what you're want to set up for your league. So very in-depth if you want to get into that part of it. You can actually do multiplayer as well. You can join a multiplayer game or enter the Stratomatic lobby. So if you got a good friend of yours that is into hockey and likes to play these games, definitely check out the multiplayer aspect. So lots of different options with this, but I play it more as a, although I've played multiplayer with a friend of mine, I play it mostly just for myself. Creating different seasons and playing different teams throughout the seasons. And what I've got set up here is to relive the 2009-2010 finals between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Philadelphia Flyers. So I've actually created a new tournament here. So I'm going to open an existing tournament. Here's the finals of 2010. This is pretty easy to set up. You can choose which team you want to play. You can say how many teams are in the tournament. You can say if it's a one-game tournament or best of 3, best of 5, best of 7. So this is a best of 7 finals, and I thought I'd show you a little gameplay action here so you could check out exactly what's going on. Of course, I could just put it on auto. Let's toggle that to auto, and then I can just play the whole round. And you see it's Chicago has beaten Philadelphia, and you can always go into the recap here, which is pretty pretty extensive there. Gives you all the information about what happened, who scored the goals, shooting percentages, goalie saves, etc., etc. Down here at the bottom, you can see Chicago won 4-2. What the final scores were, etc. So pretty in depth. So you can see that only takes a few seconds to do. And now, of course, I can now just click the restart button and restart it. I'm going to change Chicago back to manual here. Oops. Nope, just Chicago. There we go. So I'll have the computer play Philadelphia, and we'll play Chicago manually, and we'll play the round. Of course, we can get in here and do a lot of options here to see who is actually, because I've got it set on 18 players, you have to choose which which players you're bringing into the game. And then you can set up your lines, your starting goalie, your backup goalies, etc., etc. And we'll just hit the next button here. Here's the home team, here's the visitor team. So you have different options for what you want to set up. Alright, so here we are. We're tonight's game. Chicago versus Philadelphia, all ready to get set. So you can see here we got Philadelphia's team here on the left, Chicago's team here on the right. You can see who's on the on the ice right now, what their different stats is, offense, defense, all their different stats. You can see we have our little clock over here. Basically, the hockey computer version is very similar to the board game version if you played the board game version. If you haven't played the board game version, basically each player has its own player card, which has information about that player on it. You're then going to draw another card, and it's going to tell you what card to look on to see what happens for the play results. And that is going to be based upon your offensive and defensive settings. So if we go into our home lines here, we can see that the computer's already pretty much generated line 1 for all of our different pairs for offense, defense, special teams, etc. We also have an offensive style and a defensive style, and we can adjust these based on how aggressive we want to be. So you can see that if you have an offensive 1, you can have a defense of 1 or 2 or whatever. You can actually pull your goalie, and there's some rules associated with that. And of course, if I just choose line 2, it'll put line 2 in. Same thing with the defensive players. So at this point, we'll just leave line 1 in and defensive pair line 1 in. And we'll go kind of for a milder attack style. And this is basically when you pull the play card, it's going to look at your, if you have the offense, it's going to look at your offensive number and compare that to the defensive number and use a little grid to determine what the play result is. So obviously if I had a 3 as my offense, or I had a 2, it's going to use different columns, so it might have different results. The more aggressive you are, the more chance you have of getting more shots on goal. And if your defender, the more aggressive they are, the more forecheckers they have, the better chance they have of stealing the puck and getting shots for themselves. Although if they don't, the better chance you give up bigger plays, breakaways, inside shots and stuff, because you don't have as many defenders out there. So some strategy involved in that. Okay. So we're going to get this game underway here, and we're going to see what we can do here as we relive the 2009-2010 hockey season, Chicago, Philadelphia. So the first thing we'll do is we'll do a little face-off, and we'll explain what's going on here. So we're doing the super advanced face-off here. It takes each of the players' face-off abilities, adjusts for any kind of man advantage if you're on a penalty, or home advantage, and then it'll roll a dice, and instead of actually rolling a dice, it actually is going to use a number on another card, and in this case the numbers are between 1 and 20, and we rolled a 12 basically, and that gives it to superior right wing. Superior means whichever team had the most points. You can see Richard had 1 point, Taze had 2 points. Away team gets 1 point, and the home team gets 3 points. So basically, Taze has a total of 6. Richards has a total of 2. So superior, whichever team has the most. So it went to us, and then it determines which player. So it's right wing, which is Patrick Kane. So that's a good start for us. We just click on the next action. It's going to bring up the next action card. and like I said, it's going to base upon our settings here. So on offense, we have an offense of 2 right now. We can adjust that later, and we can adjust that by each line. And it's going to flash on some information here, a little bit of some text that comes in talking about what's going on. And then I'll just let this play through, so I'll kind of tell you what happened here. Alright, so it looks at the action card. It's going to look at offensive 2 because that was our offensive setting. And it's going to look under the defensive column of 3 because that's our defensive setting, which we have no control over because the computer is playing it for it. And the result is opponent defense 9. So in this case, it's going to look at the opponent of whoever had the puck. In this case, Patrick Kane had the puck. So his opponent is Gagne here. What's that? Simon Gagne. Couldn't think of his first name there. Sorry about that. So it's going to look on his card because he's Patrick Kane's opponent. And it's going to look under his defensive 9. And it's going to tell you what that defensive 9 is. And the defensive 9 rating is takes away the puck, has outside shot only. In this game, you're either going to have something that says outside shot, or you're going to have something that says outside shot only. In this case, your player can only take, let me just make sure I have these set where I need them to be. That's fine. I want to see the cards. Okay. So Simon Gagne had used his opponent defense 9. His 9 reading says take away a puck, has outside shot only. In this game, you want your players are set up for inside shots or outside shots. Obviously, their outside shots aren't as good as their inside shots. But if it says outside shot only, the only thing you can do is take an outside shot. If it doesn't say only on there, then you can get other options, and we'll look at. So he took his shot. He rolled the 5. The 5 said X. X on a goalie reading basically means it was a save, and then it tells who the rebound or who the puck goes to. In this case, it was D left wing, so defensive left wing. So Chicago was on defense, so it goes to the left wing, so it goes to Troy Browner. And so now we're going to pull another card. So that's basically what we're going to be doing. We're just going to be pulling cards, comparing our offensive rating, their opponent's defensive rating if we have the puck, or vice versa. And then you're going to see what that says to do. And in this case, it said to look at opponent defense 9. And we'll look at the next card and see what happens here. So right now, it's Troy Brouwer has the puck. And so we're going to pull a card. In this case, the card says we're going to look at offensive 2 because we have an offensive 2, defensive 3 because I guess they're using a defensive 3, so pretty aggressive. It says inside shot for any player, I opponent. Okay, so what this basically means is Troy Brouwer has passed the puck, inside shot, so some closer shot as opposed to an outside shot. I can choose which player to pass it to other than himself, obviously. And then he's going to be opposed by another player where he's basically going to try to take the puck away forcibly, take him off the puck and kind of knock him around and try to steal the puck away. So I opponent means he can be what they call intimidated by the other player. Basically, that can be just them physically outmanning you and stealing the puck, etc., etc. So we will choose right wing Patrick Kane. You can see a little bit of statistics here. As you can see, we have he's 30 goals, his offensive rating of 4, so Taves would be a good choice. But we're going to use Patrick Kane just for this example here. And again, anytime it says I opponent, it's going to be your opposite opponent. So in this case, Your left wings and your centers, your left defenseman, your right defenseman, you'll see them all kind of matching up. And so here we go. We'll try a pass to Patrick Kane and see what happens here. So a little bit of text going on here to kind of let you know what's going on. And a lot of text, and I'll kind of catch you up here what happened. And then once you kind of understand what's going on, now we'll be able to go through this a lot faster. Wow, a lot of stuff happened here. Okay, so back to where we were at here. We have... Okay, so we had our puck, and we're passing it to Patrick Kane. And in this case, I opponent means the opponent has a chance to either choose to forcibly take you off the puck or to not try to forcibly take you off the puck. The advantage is obviously when you choose this option is if you're successful, you take the puck away and you won't allow a shot on your goal, which is good. The downside to this is you're basically, roughing them up and trying to bang them and do all this stuff, so there is a chance of having a penalty called on you. So you can see what happens here with the text, yada yada yada, and we get to the intimidation section of the card, and it shows you here intimidation rating is a 5, and when we look at that in the intimidation section of the card, the result is going to be opponent takes away puck, possible penalty. So he did take the penalty. He did take the puck away, but they might have done it kind of illegally with a penalty. So you're going to draw another card here, and you're going to look at his penalty rating. In this case, we rolled a 19, which results in a penalty. And then when we use the super advanced secondary penalty chart, we roll an 8, which is basically going to be coincidental minors on both of the players involved. In this case, it was Patrick Kane and Simon Gagne again. So we have 2-minute penalties on each of them. And so now the computers automatically put out a new line for us with 4 players, and we'll face off again. So we'll be able to go through this a little bit faster. I just wanted to kind of explain things, because if you're just seeing a bunch of stuff flashing on the screen, I figured maybe you'd want to actually know what all that information is. So again, we have Briere going against Versteeg. And we got a dice roll of 7, which is a home left wing, so it goes to, because we're the home team, it goes to Versteeg, who wins the face-off. So now we're going to draw another card based on our settings here. So we have a new line in here actually, because this is going to be a 4-man line as opposed to our normal line. So you notice it defaults back to 3-3, so I'm just going to put these at 2-2. There we go. We're going to kind of play it in the middle here and see how it goes at the beginning. And we'll go ahead and play another action. So we're offensive 2. They're still got a defensive 3. We're going to look at our passing D. Passing D on our player card here is lose puck, outside shot for left wing. So notice it says outside shot for left wing, which means he can actually then do one of a few things. He can take the outside shot. He can try to penetrate, which is, basically skate in past our defender and get a closer shot, an inside shot as opposed to an outside shot. He can try a pass. If the pass is successful, it'll create an inside shot as well. And always the inside shots are much, much easier to get. In this case, he tried to do a pass. I wish it would actually let you know before it comes up with the next card, but for, I guess, speed of everything, it basically just does this rather quickly. So he chose, he lose the puck. Our player lost the puck. Have an outside shot for their left wing. The left wing decided he didn't want to take an outside shot. He wanted to go inside. He tried to pass it. We look, and the pass we draw another card, and the result was lose puck to opponent. So he lost, his pass was intercepted by our player, and so now we're drawing another card to see what happens. Again, looking at our offensive 2, their defensive 3. We have an outside shot only for any player. So again, since it says only, outside shot only, we don't have any other options. We have to take an outside shot. And of course, since it says any player, we get to choose which player. Let's try Brian Campbell here, just because he's a defenseman and he's taking a snapshot from the outside. And so I'll explain what's going on here. So basically what happens at this point is the computer program brings up his basically outside shot, part of his card, and puts it on the screen. It rolls some dice. And the results are going to be varied, but remember the X stands for save, and then something else, who receives the puck after the save. So in this case, defensive left defenseman, or rebound, or whatever. The results you want is anything with a G or GR. Goalie rating, that's what that stands for, goalie rating. If you get a goalie rating, then we're going to roll dice on the goalie and hope for a goal result. If it's also a G rating and a number, that means it's a possible goal. You're going to roll again. If you roll 10 or less, in this case, it'll be a goal. Some of the results that say goalie rating with the plus sign just mean if you're on a power play or you have a man advantage, I guess, you get the results only if you're on the actual power man advantage. In this case, if I was roll a 3 and I wasn't on the man advantage, then it wouldn't be a goalie rating. So he took a shot, and it was saved, and the defensive left wing has the puck. So you'll see all this plays out. You see the shot, and we have a little bit of, and it goes to the left wing. And now we're going to do the same thing, bring another action card in here. Inside shot for any player, opponent. So basically, he is passed the puck to Nicholas Harmison, and which is going to give us a chance to either take the puck away with Kimmo Timonen. Oh, no, that's our player, actually. I'm sorry. So, inside shot for any opponent. Yes, so we've taken the puck away. We have an inside shot for any opponent. And I'm sorry, no. Inside shot for any. Sometimes you get ahead of myself here when I'm thinking about what to do next and everything. So yes, they have an inside shot. We have a choice of this guy, Nicholas Harmison, can try to intimidate the player with the puck, which is Kimmo Timonen. And we have a 40% chance that we're going to take the puck away. His intimidation rating is a 4. And you can see we have a 6% chance that a penalty is going to be called on us, and our penalty rating is a D. And we get a choice: do we want to try to intimidate or not? If we say no, he'll get an inside shot. We won't have to worry about a penalty. But in this case, our chance of taking the puck away is greatly more than a penalty. So I will say yes, and we'll see what comes up. So opponent did take the puck away. We do have a possible penalty. We rolled for our intimidation. We rolled a 9, and there was no penalty. So in this case, we've taken the puck away just fine, and we weren't called for a penalty in this case. All right, and we'll bring up the next card and see what happens. So we look at opponent defensive 7. So our opponent in this case, we'll catch up here what happened. Oh, Timonen's getting another shot here, and it was saved and went to our left wing. So There we go. So basically what happened in this case, let's go back to where we were. We have a defensive 2. We had an offensive 2, which is what we have set up. They have a defensive 1. That results on the card matrix, opponent's defense 7. The opponent of our player that had the puck was Timo Timonen. Woo! And he has a rating on 7 that says takes away a puck and has an outside shot. So he came in and took an outside shot. It was outside shot only, so there was no other choice for him. And we'll go ahead and shall we? Okay, so we got a new line that came out because the penalties are over. So we're going to go with line 3 and pair 3, and we're going to go with the 2 and 2 and hit OK and do our next action. So on 2 and 1 we lost to opponent. So basically we given up the puck to our opponent. In this case, a lad is giving it up to Le Perrier, and now we're going to draw a new card and see what happens with Le Perrier. So opponent defensive 8, so his opponent is Lad. We look at Lad's card, look at 8 reading, and it is takeaway puck, has outside shot only. So we get an outside shot with our player that stole the puck. We're hoping for a 9. We didn't roll a 9, and it was saved, and rebound went to the defensive right wing. So they put a new line out there, Richards, Gagne, and Carcillo. So we're going to match up with him with we're going to put our second line in, but our first defensive pair, which is Keith and Seabrook. We're going to go with a 2 and a 2 there. And there's ways to set all this up before you actually get in the game. I just like to do it on the fly. So we look at opponent defensive 10. Chris Versteeg has a 10. It is takeaway puck, has outside shot only. So Chris Versteeg looking for a 10 or a 2. We rolled a 6. So defensive center. And we didn't score again. You see our shots are 3-2 in favor of Chicago right now. Richards has the puck. And we'll see how Richards does. So his reading is opponent defense 5. Patrick Sharp's defensive 5 says takeaway puck, has outside shot. So now it's our chance to decide what to do here. Sharp steals the puck from Richards. You can see here it's broken down this little chart here. I've kind of been waiting for this one so I can kind of explain what's happening. This is our first time to actually do this. So you can see on our outside shot, we only have a 5% chance that we'll get a goal, a 72% chance that it'll be saved and go to the rebound to the defender, and there'll be a 14% chance that we'll actually shoot the puck and there'll be a rebound. And, obviously if we can get a rebound, then that would be good. If we can get an inside shot, you will see that Patrick Sharp has a 12% chance to score a goal, 53% chance for save, 12% or 14% chance for rebound. So the only way to get an inside shot is to either pass the puck to someone else, and so in that case he won't get an inside shot, or his other option is to penetrate and try to get the inside shot himself. But we only have a 30% chance against Mike Richards because he's pretty good defensively there. So I think we'll try try for a pass. If we got a 58% chance, maybe we can get somebody else that has got a good shot at scoring a goal here. So we have inside passing section is inside shot for left wing. So our left wing is going to get a shot, which is Versteeg. Come on, 7, 11, or 2. In this case, beautiful. We rolled a 2, which is a goal 19, which means we now have to roll again. And if we roll on a 20-sided dice, if we roll 19 or less, we will score a goal. So in this case, very good chance. We can hope to get one good here. Whoa. Yay, how about that? And Chicago is first on the board here in the Stanley Cup Finals. We have Chris Versteeg, assist from Patrick Sharp and Marian Hossa. So there we go. So Chicago is taking a 1-0 lead here in the finals of the Stanley Cup. Unfortunately, folks, I don't have a control over the sound volume, and Philadelphia is making a line change, so we will also make a line change. We're going to go to line 3, pair 3. We're going to play kind of defensive, so you can see probably results in more shots, more outside shots, but that's okay. We'll see what happens. Alright, so face off. Here we go. So Chicago's up 1-0. You can see the time is 14:17 of the first period. So the result was home left defenseman won the face off, and it goes to Johnson there, and we'll pull another card. Loose puck, outside shot only for center. So we lost the puck, but the center has an outside shot. And because we're playing so defensively, we're giving him the outside. So hopefully he doesn't... Oh, he did get a goalie rating, and now it comes over and we roll on our goalie chart. Ooh! 6, 8, or 9 would have been a goal. He rolls a 7 for a face-off. Whew! That was pretty close. Very close. So we'll get a face-off. We can make... I don't know if we want to go up against their number 1 line with our third line here. We better trade back in here. Go back to first line here. We're going to go 2-1-2. Let's go 2-2. 2-2. Yeah, sure. Jordan 2-2. All right, so we'll do a few more plays here and see how it goes here. So Carter's got a +2, Taze has got a +3. We had better but inferior any. So we lost the face-off. It's gone to goes to Pronger. Pronger decides to pass the puck. He passed it inside to the right wing. The right wing, Danny Briere, takes a shot. And it was saved. And I think must be anyone. Okay. So we'll go to... let's go to Duncan Keith, sure. And we'll take another action here. Passing E. So we'll look at our passing E on our player with the puck, which is Keith, which is outside shot for right wing. So we're going to bring up to another decision now. If he can penetrate, he's got a 14% chance to score a goal. He's only got a 40% chance to penetrate. He does have a 58% chance of successfully passing, though. If we could get that pass in there, somebody else could score. But I'm going to take a risk here and go against the odds. We're going to try a little Patrick Kane trying to penetrate here. Hartnell against him is a good, for the Philadelphia player, is a good matchup for them. So definitely try to get Hartnell on. And this is, everybody knows hockey's all about matchups. So in this case... we need to get, I have to keep that in mind, we need to get these guys out when Hartnell's not on the, when he's not on the ice. So we tried to penetrate, we failed to penetrate. So the opponent takes the puck away, and we will. Oh, they brought a new line in. All right, so we'll bring a new line in. Let's go with our fourth line. We haven't brought them in yet, and we'll go with pair 3. And we're gonna go with we're gonna use some time up. Let our other guys rest here a little bit. So opponent defense 10. Kopechski's is takeaway puck, has outside shot only. Way to go, Kopechski! Take a shot. Put it in. Put it in. We want a 10. We want a 10. 10, 10, 10, 10. Oh, no. All right. Well, you still have Pronger on the ice. And Claude Giroux. All right. Let's go with another action. So, player with the puck is looking for passing E. Has outside shot for right wing. Now they might try to penetrate. He failed to penetrate. Good. And so we're going to steal the puck back from him. And Eager. Good fourth line. Go, baby, go. Let's take another action with these guys. They're doing so well. Passing I. Come on. Do something good. Passing I is lose puck to center. Okay, so he lost the puck. That's all right. And before we pull that line in, I think it's time to bring our number 1 line in again. This time we're going to go 2-1 and try another action. Uh-oh, possible breakaway. Oh no! They got the breakaway, and now Kimmo Timonen is on the inside. He got a goalie rating, and he got a. Oof, we got lucky there. I don't know what happened. Hi, vey. Fortunately for us, it was Kimmo Timonen, and not somebody really good. No offense, Kimmo. But we got to save in any forward, so we'll just choose a forward here at random. We'll go, we'll give it to Patrick Cade. Let's see if they bring out their defensive player that's so good. And we'll try another action here. Passing E. Patrick Kane. Outside shot for the center, Tays. So Tays gets a chance to either take an outside shot, 4% chance. 11 if he can penetrate. Only 40 to penetrate, though. He's going to try to pass it. 58% chance of passing. And we have an inside shot for the left wing. So Brouwer gets an inside shot. Come on, Brouwer. Put it in the back. We got a 6, 11, 12, or 2. 6 goalie rating. Now we need a 7 or 9. 7! Goal! Woohoo! And Chicago's on a roll, baby. Turn the volume down a little bit because when I hit this, it's going to start dancing again here. And we see we got Patrick Kane and Tays Brouwer line on when they didn't get their they didn't have their good players against Patrick Kane in them. So we had an advantage and we took advantage of that. We got pretty lucky. Obviously, you have to get the good dice rolling and everything. But Brouwer from Tays and Kane, we can actually go in and view our report here. Let's see, we got Versteeg at 5:43 of the first, Brouwer at 9:31 of the first. We have where is it? Here it is. No, that's penalty minutes. Kane with an assist, Hossa, Sharp, and Tays. There we go. So Well, on our way to, of course, all this stuff keeps track. You can save it, print it out, whatever you want to do with it. Well, on our way to successfully reliving the 2009-2010 NHL Finals. Hope you enjoyed this. This is Stratomatic Hockey, reliving it for us in all its glory. And hopefully you enjoyed this. I'm going to show you some more of this action if people find it interesting, and maybe we can continue. I'm going to go ahead and save this at this point. We're going to call this 2010 Finals A, so I know where I'm at. Save that so we can always pick it up. So if you want to see some more of this action, be sure to let me know, and we'll pick it up with Chicago winning 2-0. 10:29 left in the first period. Thanks a lot for joining me.